On October 9th, 2023, officers responded to a shoplifting call at a TJ Maxx, unaware it would quickly become something far more serious.
So I have 3 females in the building right now. They have been actively selecting. One of them I have on camera stuck in the black duffel bag that she selected off my floor. One of them is wearing a black jacket and she does not have a face mask on. The other one is wearing like a red lingerie suit, short sleeve shirt, shorts.
They're still inside right now?
They're still in there, but we can't.
They're still inside the building right now.
We can't do anything until they actually cross from the store and come out the store with our merchandise.
This moment right here is crucial, and a lot of people misunderstand it. Store employees and police cannot legally detain suspected shoplifters until they actually exit the store with merchandise. Even if concealment is visible on camera, the law requires confirmation of intent. That's why officers are waiting, and why timing matters so much. It may feel frustrating, but these rules exist to protect against unlawful detention lawsuits. Ironically, this legal restraint gives the suspects time to make choices that dramatically worsen their situation. Would you have waited or intervened sooner?
But when I was coming up here to meet you, they were still in the kids section selecting our items.
While the officer waited at the exit for the shoplifter, another officer on standby witnessed an incident in the parking lot and intervened.
What are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing?
Come here. Come here.
Hold on, sir.
Come here. Turn around.
What are you doing to me?
Central, I have one detained, unassociated. What the hell do you think you're doing?
I'm getting him in the car.
Bullshit.
You keep on hitting it.
Oh, at least they're on top of it.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to an attorney. If you cannot afford one, will be appointed to you at no charge. You have the right to stop answering my any questions at any time. You also have the right to have an attorney present during any questioning. Do you understand your rights?
You understand your rights? Yes, no.
Who's wrong?
You understand your rights.
I have a broken arm, please.
I'm glad someone called the police. She's inside our place.
Who? Their mom?
Yeah, she's in there. There she is. But when I told her he was dragging him by his neck, she went, oh, is he?
What am I being arrested for?
Why do you think?
This is where the entire case shifts from theft to something much heavier. What officers describe here isn't discipline. It's alleged child abuse witnessed in real time. The distinction matters legally and emotionally. Discipline is corrective. Abuse is excessive, harmful, and criminal. The officer's reaction says everything. This wasn't borderline. It crossed a legal line. And notice how quickly the narrative changes. The shoplifting becomes secondary. The emotional stakes skyrocket. Ask yourself, if you were standing there watching this unfold, would you have stepped in or frozen?
Thanks, sir.
I don't know. Yeah, I spanked him, but I mean...
No, you did not spank him. Everything's on BodyCam. Is that your mom?
Yes.
Is that your husband? That has a broken arm? That has a broken arm. Is that your husband?
Well, a friend. We're not.
Well, he's probably going to go to jail today.
Okay, so, I mean, what happened exactly?
I saw him punching that guy multiple times. And I'm not talking about discipline. I'm talking about punching multiple times.
We tried telling
in
you
the
that
head.
you kept on doing it to him
In the head?
Yeah, it was, it's going to be child abuse.
Okay.
All right, which will probably lead to other issues, but on his side of things. Has he been acting up today or what?
Because he wasn't listening, because he was running in and out of the aisles, and he basically he said, well, you're going to have to come get me if you want me to stop.
Okay.
And then finally, once he did get him, I guess...
Look, I'm all for punishment of kids who act up, but what he was doing is not right. It's not within the laws. All right? We can go back to your car if you want.
Is there anyone else 10-8 that can come to TJ Maxx? There's 3 suspects and just one of me right now.
250. I'll help out if you need to. I'm right here. We got this guy in custody, so.
If they're concealing things inside the store, we can detain them.
Okay.
But unless...
As soon as they walk out. with the merchandise. One had a black duffel that is ours that have a TJ Maxx tag on it, unless they have a magnet, but it is a black duffel.
Central, can you generate a second call at the same address for child abuse? And that's the call that we'll have one in custody on.
Those are the other two. There's another girl that was with them. That was her sister. She was the one with the black duffel.
This is where chaos takes over. Once suspects flee, drop merchandise, and then assault an officer, the situation legally detonates. Pepper spray against law enforcement isn't just resistance. It's assault on a first responder, a serious felony. What's chilling here is how fast a shoplifting call transforms into a multi-unit response with injuries and criminal exposure stacking up. One impulsive act multiplies charges instantly. This is the moment where there's no walking anything back. How many people realize how fast consequences snowball like this?
Is that them? 250, we sure that's not them?
She's saying that's them, but they don't have any merchandise. They dropped it inside the store.
10-4.
The one the Brown's carrying the duffel bag.
We can't stop them.
They're the ones. Come over here. Fuck! Fuck! Sprayed! Sprayed! Fuck!
Black Dodge Stratus. Fleeing the scene.
Oh! Assault on officer! Assault on officer!
Sarge, I'm here with you. I got you.
God
I got
damn it! God!
Assault on officer.
Sarge, you have water in your car? I got water in my car. Fuck!
Where's your car? Fraction's gonna be a
Yes!
It's not a Charger.
It's an Avenger!
It's not a Charger. Like a video. Tag on the back. Hey, I got water. I got water. I got water.
Give me one.
Seems secure.
What the fuck?
Touch right now. Touch right now. Touch right now. Try not to realize.
I got you.
I've got some paper towels.
Did you get sprayed?
Yeah.
Okay. You back up. Here's some water for you.
Do you have any rags or paper towel in your car?
Yeah, I got a shitload of towels. Let me go. I'll be right back. What's part? Oh, y'all work there?
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
Oh.
Appreciate you. Thank you.
I can't breathe. God, do it.
Yeah.
You want to get 47 or something so we can get it?
I think we got one. I think we got one over here. Yeah, we got one over here right now.
Cool.
Where's the other towel? Oh, that's nasty.
Avenger, newer, little small kind.
It was old beat up print tag though.
Yeah, then I think that said that it was one that was at the mall was all beat all up and shit.
It was the same one.
Okay.
Sean.
Yeah.
Take care of him. I'm gonna go get camera.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
One of them pepper sprayed our sergeant.
Okay. I have a officer here, the one that responded to the call. One of the girls that left when they left here, one of the officers that was on a different call, she pepper sprayed him.
I think Beverage seen him leave out of here.
Yeah, there was an officer going.
Yeah.
But I don't know if they caught up with him or anything.
I knew it. I've never been sprayed that bad.
There's a lot.
Yeah, Goodall said it looked like a damn hose pipe. Like a damn garden hose.
They had it. Fucking girl in the camo and black hat.
That's the one that had it. Camo.
She pulled it. So I come for the shoplifting call. I see a guy decking his kid with a full-on punch, which makes sure that kid gets ID'd. It's the young black male, frilly hair. He's the victim.
Listen closely to the officer here. This isn't exaggeration. Pepper spray can cause temporary blindness, respiratory distress, and sheer panic. The fact that the officer even considers drawing a firearm shows just how dangerous that split second felt. From a legal standpoint, that matters. Courts evaluate what a reasonable officer would perceive in that moment, not hindsight. This incident could have ended far worse, and it raises a serious question. When suspects escalate force, where does accountability truly begin?
Punch, child abuse. I saw it, witnessed it twice. I see the girls come out. They looked familiar. They matched the description. I see them going towards that Avenger. Perfect description from Academy Sports where they stole felony amount. I go up, say, hey, come here. At that point, she pulls it, sprays it. Luckily, it was a thing and not a gun. Oh, I almost drew my gun, but fuck it.
So I was already on the floor watching.
That's what Hurt said. He's able to talk a little bit more now.
Yeah, but I've heard they've been using like bear spray and shit like that. So
that one in Nashville, I think, did it. Greenwood? Green Hills or something?
Yes, yeah. So this is the three of them. Okay, this is the one that I have on camera concealing. That's the one I called on. They walked out without anything. There was another female that was already in the store that I was watching. She was the one that was wearing the tan.
Now we jump ahead to the legal aftermath. And this is where strategy, not emotion, rules the courtroom. The assault charge being dismissed as part of a plea agreement doesn't mean it didn't happen. It means prosecutors likely weighed evidence, trial risk, and sentencing leverage. The theft charge, however, sticks hard. Theft valued between $10,000 and $60,000 is no small thing. Add restitution, probation, and prior convictions, and this becomes a long-term legal burden. Do you think this plea deal was fair or too lenient?
That I was telling you about with the tan purse, and I said, I know she has something, I just can't stop her because I don't have her on concealment. But that's them right there. I think she looked pregnant when she came out.
Did they actually get anything, or is it just the one in the tan that...
You got the merchandise back, though, right?
I did. That's it. That's what they were concealing.
Right, in the bag, yes. So when we were here the other day, they stole a bunch of 4T. Nike clothes, like 30 sets of, like,
like
$740, yeah. But I just saw that tag, I was like, 2T, okay, still in the kids' clothes.
Yeah.
The woman was charged with theft of merchandise and assault on a first responder. She was later arrested in November 2023 after being located in another jurisdiction.
This case is a textbook example of how everyday crimes can spiral into life-altering consequences. What began as shoplifting escalated into allegations of child abuse, an assault on law enforcement, and ultimately felony-level theft charges. The final ruling reflects accountability through restitution, probation, and incarceration tied to repeat behavior. It also highlights how plea negotiations shape real-world justice outcomes. If you found this case as shocking as we did, make sure to hit that like button, share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe for more jaw-dropping courtroom breakdowns.
Jurisdiction while shoplifting again. In that other jurisdiction, the woman pleaded guilty to charges stemming from a separate shoplifting case. She was sentenced to 230 days in jail, followed by 2 years of probation, along with approximately $5,100 in fines and court costs. For the case in this video, the assault on a first responder charge was dismissed as part of a negotiated plea agreement. The woman pleaded guilty to theft of merchandise valued between $10,000 and $60,000, and the case was officially resolved on April 25, 2025. She was ordered to pay more than $11,500 in restitution, along with additional court fees, and was placed under 2 years of probation supervision.